Hello, Don, and welcome to the C&C Auto Show, and what could we help you with?
Good morning. Good morning. Yes, I have a stall problem. I have an 89 Chevrolet pickup K15 four-wheel drive. It's got the 5.7 fuel injection in it. It's got 240,000 miles on it. A good old truck, kind of hand-me-down from my brother. And never had any real problems with it. I was back visiting in Virginia about 3 weeks ago, and road speed's fine. I pulled off a four-lane highway, rolled up to a stop sign, and the vehicle just died on me, just all of a sudden died on me. Started right back up and moved on down the road, but then had to kind of do the 2-foot driving operation from there on. Every time I'd come to a stop sign, kind of left foot on brake and right foot on the accelerator just to keep RPMs up. Truck ran fine at operating speed, no miss, no skip, but then seemed like every time I came to a stop sign, it would, drop down and then just die, just stall on me. And in the spirit of full disclosure, I did let a local mechanic there when I was in Virginia look at it, and they said they adjusted the idle on it. They couldn't really find what the problem was. Really hasn't helped the problem. I understand that truck has a factory set idle, so I'm not sure exactly how they adjusted idle. Hasn't made it any worse, but really hasn't made it any better. So I was just looking.
They just put a zip tie on the throttle to keep it open a little while.
Well, go back anyway.
I didn't see a zip tie or anything, but it didn't look like a factory cap had been bothered either on that side of the throttle body. So I'm not sure what they did. But
well, Don, honestly, that's a good thing if they didn't. That vehicle, just like you mentioned, has a factory hard stop, and what that looks, it's so that the throttle position sensor always sees, a minimum voltage. So that's a good thing. Hopefully they didn't pull that plug out and adjust it, because those can be a little tricky to
And Don, when he does this now, I'm going to find out if John Ryan's idea matches up with my idea.
All right. We should make you write it down this time, because it always changes. That's what I said.
Do you want my phone number to call me back?
Yeah, let's see what it is. Don, there are a few things that I can think of on that truck. That's an awesome truck. I actually had quite a few of those. Love that engine, love that injection system. Just simple to work on.
I love that old truck.
Yeah. I would have said a fuel pump initially, because we've had a lot of them. That's supposed to generate anywhere from like 11 to 13 PSI, and if it's just slightly low, it will cause that at idle, just simply because the engine's loaded. It needs a lot of fuel. But once you said it runs down the road just fine, kind of ruled that out. So obviously it's not going to be a fuel pump. The IEC, the idle air control valve, those have been notorious for sticking, but normally actually stick in the high idle position. So we'll rule that out. The most common thing that I can think of, and I think Aaron is right, I think I know what is in his mind, is the distributor.
Oh, man.
Okay, that's not, clearly that's the fake answer. You thought of something else.
No. I'll mention this. Cracked magnet.
Yeah, the cracked magnet. The pickup coil in there, it just doesn't generate enough signal at idle. Obviously, that vehicle idles pretty slow, even compared to some of the vehicles today, somewhere in the 600, 650, maybe 700 with AC on. And when that distributor slows down to that speed, it basically loses sync. It doesn't know when to fire it. It doesn't, matter of fact, it doesn't even really know it's rotating. So it can lose the signal there. You can rebuild the distributor, put a magnet in it, put the pickup and all that kind of stuff in it. But nowadays, the remanufactured or even sometimes new distributors are just a better way to go. Also, there's a bushing in there that can, say you did all the rebuilding, but you didn't replace the bushing, months from now or 6 months, a year from now, the bushing could go bad and you have the same problem. So
that magnet on that model is built into the shaft itself, into the top of the shaft.
That's right, yeah.
And it cracks.
Yep,
and
does.
When it cracks, it can actually even make the computer think at times it's going faster, and the computer starts trying to pull the idle down until it finally cuts off.
Right.
And so, there was a ton of those.
Yeah.